and sometimes even 3D stuff too. Though I've never had the specific goal of offending anyone, it's happened. A year ago, I used a book jacket as part of a piece that was exhibited in a downtown Manhattan street fair. The self-help author somehow got wind of it, wrangled my cell number from the organizers, and lit into me over the phone. Okay, his book cover had been glued between a Polaroid of a disembodied doll's head and a gauze bandage, but I'd convinced myself that if the author ever happened to see the piece, he'd be amused by the irony. Well, he wasn't. He threatened to sue me for disparaging his book and possibly impacting sales. There was no way his sales would have been affected by my artwork, and I was pretty sure I was protected under the fair usage defense, which allows artists to use copyrighted material in their work. But I couldn't afford to consult with a lawyer for peace of mind. So, just to be on the safe side, I removed the jacket and filled in the gap with something else. Though the revised piece ended up selling later for $475, it didn't seem nearly as good as the first incarnation. I don't have any collages on display at the moment, but several are featured on the website I just redesigned for myself. Is it possible I've inadvertently ticked someone off again? And this time they have good reason to sue? My heart does a second skip as another possibility enters my mind. A few hours ago, I received a message from Josh Meyer, the art dealer who's giving me my first real show at his gallery on the Lower East Side, asking me to call him back when I had a moment. I've put off doing it, figuring he wants to nudge me about the piece I promised him after he decided the exhibit would look best with a 10th collage. The opening, after all, is a week from Tuesday. But maybe Josh was reaching out because he'd gotten a call about me from the same lawyer. I pull a long breath and try the gallery instead of the law firm. Josh happens to answer the line himself. "Hey, Skyler," he says. "Thanks for getting back to me." "Of course. Everything okay?" "Yes, fine. I just wanted an update on your last piece." I breathe a sigh of relief. Right. Thanks for checking. I'm actually staring at it right now." "Excellent. Can I have one of my guys pick it up tomorrow?" "Tomorrow?" I exclaim, feeling anxious all over again. I've been working hard on the piece, but I've also had to make time each day for the graphic design work I do to pay the bills. And at the very least, I need the weekend to finish it. "I thought you said it would be ready Saturday." "Sorry, I must have misunderstood. Would Tuesday morning work? I can deliver it myself." "I know I didn't give you much time, but that's going to be cutting it close," he says. I envision him grimacing on the other end of the line and running a hand through his thick brown hair. "What if we say Monday afternoon? The gallery's closed for business then, but some of us will be here." My gaze flicks back to the collage in progress. I like the individual elements I'm playing with, none of which I've settled on yet, but so far they're not coming together as a whole. If I have any hope of finishing the collage this weekend, it will mean begging for an extension on the graphic design job that I promised a client would be done Monday. "Okay, I'll drop it off at the end of the day. I just have to pray I'll be done." "Great. And while I've got you, I wanted to mention that we're getting a ton of RSVPs for the party. My guess is that we'll end up with close to 100 people." Please, no, I think, as panic foams through my entire body. When Josh tracked me down 6 months ago, saying he'd been following me on Instagram and wanted to discuss exhibiting my collages, he mentioned that there would, of course, be a small opening night reception. Though I loathed the idea of a party, I told myself I would have to grin and bear it. I figured there'd be 30 people tops, and most of them would be present.